Alright. Finally beat the most annoying boss so far. Seriously? Invisibility, shift, and bind? Who'd have thought that was a good idea? Anyway, we are done here. Now let's see what treasure she was holding. I'm so tired. Let's do what everyone else for a change. Ian voices? That will work. To get my head off that disappointment, let's hear the voices. I am more of a subs fan myself, so I don't have that high of an expectation. That was surprisingly great. For the first batch, the voices were pretty spot on. But what to do now? I just finished a rather long tier list. I don't want to make another one so soon. So, to keep things fresh and on brand, let's do this. My top 5 best and worst EN voice in Arknights. First batch. Let's make something clear. When I said worst, I don't mean they don't work. In the contrary, the care can be heard on each line spoken in the game, as each voice actor did their absolute best to portray their characters beyond just reading their lines. However, while most did great, others I feel missed the mark slightly. They sound good, but there's something missing. Let me reiterate. What I will be analyzing this time around is not how good the voice sounds, but rather how well the character was portrayed in their voice. I know the voices will be different, so don't expect me to say they don't sound the same as an argument. What I am hearing for is the personality oozing from their speech, letting me know who the character is and what they think by their tone and vocalization alone. This might be a bit hypocritical coming from someone with such a meh voice, but I can still hear very well, thank you very much. With that out of the way, let's get started with number 5 worst. Okay, no, that doesn't sound right. I know, because they are not even out of 10, but it just misses the mark slightly. Here is number 5, Miss Tone. I'm gonna be blunt here. I had troubles finding 5 characters who could be considered mis-toned. As mentioned before, I do think everyone did a great job, and that's reflected within this entry, as I had to look real hard for one to have this place, and even then, I think it is mostly nitpicking from my part. The rest of the entries do have more proper reasoning though, returning to the top. The first voice being...
Ah, it's Miss Nearl. No, I wasn't going to lay a hand on her. I'm just worried she's going to charge at me with her hammer. Casimiras is a boring place. I'm almost mad at how much more amusing life here at Rhodes Island is. Wanna go on a walk? If you're busy, there's always next time.
Platinum sounds mostly bored. Nothing bad with that. It is in line with her character, and Rosie Day managed to portray the distance she often places on others. But it sounds a bit too bored in my opinion. None of the lingering worry or fear for rejection both of Platinum Japanese voices managed to portray. So while I think it's okay, I wouldn't say it's a perfect fit. Thus, Platinum opens the mis-toned list as number 5. This section starts the other way around. I had too many options to choose from, so I went with what I think it's a very good work.
I used to dream of becoming a knight. But on the way to the Grand Knight territory, I got infected in an accident. I still remember how it felt. The numbness spread from my palm to my fingertips. That was the first time I couldn't hold my sword.
Justina's calm but analytic demeanor comes to life thanks to Samantha Dakin's performance. You can feel the pride of a knight, yet the nostalgia she feels from time to time, denoting her personality with this when hearing her talk, and thus a nice way to open this section. Unfortunately, this kind of care wasn't used in all the knights, as we will hear next.
A present from a fan? It was sent to you? Sorry for the trouble. Justina likes to use titles when she talks to me. Why is that? Is the word Ashlock that special to her?
Nothing wrong with Diana Bermudez's tone of voice. As mentioned, that won't be taken into account. However, what I do notice is how softer she makes Ashley sound. Grey Nutty's whole personality is about strength and endurance. To win a war by outliving your foes. Also by superior firepower, but semantic. Yet, what I heard when she talks is anything but. She sounds somewhat arrogant and even a bit pompous. I won't place her lower because I can still feel her devotion to her cause and the things she has been through.
Be sure to get enough rest. The break after a match is just as important as your daily training.
So all in all, missed the mark, but not that much. Thus, she stays at number 4.
My banner? Good eye, Doctor. It sure is a tablecloth from my house. I sneaked it out with me because it can't get dirty. My dad is probably pretty mad about it.
For numero 4, we have our beloved Sunflower, voiced by Holly Taylor, who managed to bring the energy and positive vibes Myrtle is known for without getting into childish territory. You can feel Myrtle is energetic, but also a full-grown operator in her own right. Not to mention, her joie de vivre made the transition to English without a hitch.
Why can't the cafe open 24 hours?
Making me think really hard if I should keep her or not.
Prayer that will be found, devotion that will be rewarded. If anything that convenient truly existed, I'd like to see it myself. Me? I'm hardly even perfect knitting sweaters. How could I grant anyone's wishes? Oh, but if you'd like a blizzard, that's something I can do for you.
I understand what they were going for with this voice. A deity pretending to be a mere mortal. But the way Sarah Owens went about it just made the contrast a bit harsher. Listen to Aya Hisakawa's interpretation.
あら、ドクターの寝相ってひどいのね。水を汲んできておきましょう。起きたらすぐに顔を洗えるから。
You can feel both the care and wisdom from someone who has lived by millennia and still manages to care for those silly mortals she lives with. Now listen to the Ian version.
Oh my! Your sleeping posture is terrible. I'll run you a bowl of water. You can wash your face as soon as you come round.
She sounds like a kind but tired teacher who is one bad day away to get over someone's shit. It is a good performance, but the feeling is completely contradictory from one another. Thus, she gets the third spot as a mistone.
The Carlin Goddess? We share a good relationship, thanks to my duty as the Saintess.
Hey, Doctor, want my autograph? I'll take a pic with you if you want to.
Here, we have a tie, as both characters show the same amount of personality, as both had been voiced by the same voice actors, Pramanix and Cliffheart, come to life in English thanks to Ashley Haddad, who managed to keep their voices unique without having to change her tone that much, all thanks to the perfect amount of energy given to each character. I can hear Enya's calm, determination, and slight laziness from her quiet but firm voice, while also feel infected by Cliffheart's enthusiasm and joy, to the point I can see her smile when hearing her. Without a doubt, one of the best works in the roster.
Doctor, I ask that you give me the most dangerous assignment available, such that my shield and I can best protect those in need. The title of knight should be a symbol of honor, and yet now it's been reduced to a mere commodity.
It is as if the one in charge told Deborah Wild, "This is a night," and call it a day. I can hear the pride and strength all right, but there is none of the lingering care and kindness Nearl is known for. Just listen to Ayane Sakura's interpretation.
最も危険な場所への配属を志願する。この盾と私が皆を守る。騎士の称号とは誇りの象徴であろう。それがいつの間にか商売の道具になり下がるとは。
You can feel that and more. Not to mention, Nearl has also her quirky silly moments, which in English come as annoyed or surprised. She doesn't reach the first place simply because this is walked back as the NTR Knight, where her kindness and softer side shines through.
A victory nodded in by capital bears no glory. Yet it was thus I first came to meet those souls who harbored faith, and was able to light that flame. I pray that this flame can show the way forward, that it may inspire those who crawl to stand back on their feet and forge ahead, that it sheds the darkness, that it reveals the true light of hope. Doctor, I have always firmly believed so.
So while I could see this as an unknown cis knight like Fate's Artoria, pre-character development, I'm afraid I can hear this as the Radiant Knight. Do you know why Jean keeps appearing so much in my videos? Because I love it when characters have a thing for melodrama. You might already guess where I'm going with this.
My song ended all of their lives. It came, that endless night, the song that would not stop, the quivering falsetto and organ fragments that expelled from a throat. It horrified them, suffocated them. But it was so miraculous. Doctor, tell me, what in the world is it that I do?
Gasp! Phantom is number 2! Blasphemy! Look, I admit this took me by surprise as well. Like, outperforming Akira, I can voice over 100 characters with the same voice and keep them distinct. Ishida is not a small feat, yet Ben Kura performed with a round applause. Him being an opera singer gives him an edge in that regard. You can feel both Phantom's devotion for performing, as well as the pain caused by his infection and his conflicting memories. There is so much sorrow in his voice, yet at the same time detachment for what he does. You can feel both fear and sympathy for him, which makes me consider him one of the best English voices in the first batch and a tough act to follow.
Arknights!
And yet, there is someone who I believe deserves the first spot more. But first, let's finish our tour around the Misstoned performance with...
Locked and loaded, ready for action. What's the objective today, Leader? Lord, is this someone else we gotta save? Leader, wanna try out my weapon? Leader, give us something to do.
Thanks for promoting me.
I'm
loving this feeling.
All right.
No one makes a better
Heavenly
leader
create
than
a
me.
diversion.
Mirage.
You've got a good eye.
Apple pie.
Hey, Leader.
Look how they massacre my girl. No, this is the only one when I say it was a total miss from their part. While Leonora Hyde did a great job, it sounds like she tried to voice Terra's version of Jinx. Like with Nearl, it seems the explanation ended at energetic and likes guns. Her joy, positive energy, kindness, and even her religious side, all gone, making way for someone one forgotten pill away for causing total havoc. Yes, total havoc is in line with Exia, but she does it in good faith, pun totally intended, while her Ian voice makes it sound like she lives for it. If anything, she sounds more like Lapland, so no, I cannot call this Exia in good conscience. If you like it, and everyone in this part of the top, you are in your absolute right to do so. I, however, exercise my right not to. It is my opinion after all. But ending things in such as are not would be unbecoming of a nice development such as this. It is rare for an Asian company to give so much care for their global audience. So, let's celebrate this by praising what I believe is the best English voice in Arknights. For now at least. This is number 1.
I can't help but feel just a little envious when I see how the other operators fight. Do you need something? Doctor, let me be your guardian. Now and forever. Doctor, thank you for always taking care of us.
Surprised? Because I'm sure I'm. At first, I planned to leave Yato's new voice at the end of the list, if not as an honorable mention. But the more I think about it, the more I knew this was not only a great work, it was an improvement. Don't take me wrong, Saki Fujita's portrayal of Yato's stoic and serious personality is great, but I think she went a bit too stoic with her performance. To the point, she barely has a personality. However, when voiced by Jessica McDonald, she not only kept a stoic and serious nature, but also managed to bring forth both the respect and trust Yato has for the Doctor. While I understand much of it comes from how she words her speech in Japanese, making use of very respectful words and honorifics, McDonald managed to deliver the same feel without being limited by her lines. I see this as a total improvement over Yato's previous stoic personality, by actually giving her a personality. Again, I don't dislike the Japanese voice, but from an analysis perspective, I can see this as anything less than a boon for the character, and as such, deem this as the best English voice work in the first patch. Now I think here is a very good note to end things with. But don't go with my opinion alone. Be sure to share your own opinions down below. Which are your favorites? How do you expect other characters to sound? Let Hypergriff and Joestar know how thankful and excited we are with their hard work. Personally, I hope both viewers have a bit of a French accent. This has been Dokutah Blob, wishing you all a great day. And as always, stay healthy everyone.